Hi, welcome to this channel. My name is Stephen Audi. I'm the senior partner here at DASK Immigration Services, based here in Canada. Today we are going to be looking at refusals. Refusals of temporary residence visas. That is not a word any applicant wants to hear. A refusal of an application just spoils your day. It breaks you down. It makes you start asking questions. What is wrong with me? Why Canada doesn't want me? It is not about you. It is not about you. It is just about the application you've submitted. When we are in difficult situations, we tend to take it personal. But today I'm going to tell you what are some of the options available to you after your visa has been refused. What actions are required of you from the visa application center, the visa officer? What can you do in order to increase your chances of approval with your next application? Now, today, as we are looking at refusals, I would want that if you could subscribe to our channel so that we will be notified of any any videos like this in the future when we publish new videos. You like us on YouTube, and then you hit the notification button as well. Now, refusal, as I earlier said, if you've never been refused, you don't know how it feels like. It makes you feel so bad. Sometimes you feel like just being in a room and crying for days. But let me tell you something. That is not the end of the world. Canada is open to all of you. If you do it right, you definitely come. Now, sometimes you see the immigration office or the immigration processing officer will refuse you and say, based on Section 216 of the Immigration, Refugees and Protection Regulation, I'm not satisfied based on your travel history, based on your employment status in your home country, based on your economic ties, based on other factors. There are so many factors they could put in there, and then they refuse you based on that. Now, what happens in most of the cases is that you see the immigration regulation that is called the IRPR, the EPR. It is the rules or the laws that IRCC, which is the processing office or who is in charge of immigration regulations in Canada, those are the laws that they make in accordance with the Immigration, Refugees and Protection Act of Canada. So they process applications based on those rules and those laws. So there are so many sections that governs each category of application. Now, if a visa is refused, number one, what you can do is that you have to look at the visa notes that has been given to you. Analyze every bit of what is stated in there. Yes, it is a fact that sometimes those refusals, 10-15% of those refusals should have been approved. What action sometimes is that you could look at it and then people do go for a judicial review. A judicial review means that you are going to the federal courts of Canada, hiring an immigration lawyer to represent you, which is very expensive. It's very expensive to go through that process for your case and your application to be looked at again. And if it meets all the standards and the visa officer didn't approve it correctly, they will relook at it again. So that is one action that people do. But most of the time, 80%, the refusal is reasonable based on the judgment of the processing officer. You see, the processing officers, they process the application based on the regulations and they apply personal judgment and logic to it. Yes, we are human beings. We are prone to make mistakes sometimes. But most of the time, we, the applicant, when we are submitting an application, we tend to be over the top. We let our emotions rule the whole thing. We say goodbye to our colleagues, our friends, even though the visa hasn't been approved yet. We talk to our friends. People tend to talk to their exes that You wait, I'm going to Canada, and you will see I'm going to make life good for me there. And you see, now the visa has been approved. Now you wait. You don't know what to tell your friends. They will ask you, hey, what happened to that application? I don't want to talk about it. That's the answer you give. But it is a very serious situation. Now, the action plan required of you is analyze that refusal note very well. Make sure that you have looked at it very well. The purpose of your visit, is it well explained in your application? Your travel history, do you have any travel history? If you do not have travel history, did you mention things like that? Economic situation in your home country, your immigration status, where you are living, where you applied a visa for. Are you a citizen of that country? What is the duration of visa that you have in that country? Are you working? If you're not working, what do you think will compel you to come back to your home country after the temporary residence visa? This refusal of a temporary residence visa we are looking at is to convince the processing officer that when this visa is given to you, you would stay at the duration given to you, and after that duration you will go back to your home country. That is what the visa officer wants you to convince him of. Show me that you have something going on in your home country, and if you come, you will go back. And there are so many ways you can do that. Just explain things that make sense not only to you but to a second person or third party. Talk to your family, explain, hey, this is the checklist, this is what they require, this is what I'm submitting, can you take a second look at it? Do you think I have everything covered? Just as you do before a job interview. Another action that you could do is to request what we call the ATIP notes. The ATIP notes is a GCMS notes. That is the note the visa officer, that is what they jot down. That is what they put down when they are analyzing an application. So they open an application, they go, yes, applicant's name, applicants, they assign a UCI number, unique client identification number, category of application, there's a study permit, visit visa, work permit, they put it down, passport number, location, office that the application has been processed, Accra, Lagos, wherever it is. They put all those down. Now, if they refuse the application, there is a conclusion that is put there. Analyzed the application, applicant submitted a bank statement which a lump sum of money is deposited. I am not convinced this is for the purpose of this application, but this lump sum funds that be deposited into the account is just for demonstrating purposes. Applicant stated he visited the US before, but no evidence on file or no evidence provided of such travel. So they put a summary of that. We can request that for you on your behalf. The thing about the ATIP notes is if you're outside Canada, you will not be able to apply for the ATIP notes. But if you have somebody here in Canada, they will be able to apply for the ATIP note. The ATIP notes will give you a detailed reason why that visa was refused. We will be able to represent you to do that. Just get in touch with us. We would be able to analyze the ATIP notes for you. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks processing time. We are seeing a delay in processing the ATIP notes these days due to COVID restrictions, but as usual, it's 4-6 weeks to get that. And then you need to have the ATIP notes to look at all the analysis, the reasons, the detailed reasons stated in there, and then to resubmit an application. Now, if you look at the visa refusal notes, you see that there's something in there that says you are welcome to reapply. But remember, if situations are still the same, your visa is going to be refused or the results is still going to be the same. So if you look at your application and you've not done analysis, you've not looked at a checklist, sometimes there is a country-specific checklist for other countries. So you will have the general checklist where all the forms required, all the supporting documents required, and there's a country-specific checklist. So let's say you live in Ghana, there is a country-specific checklist. You live in Saudi Arabia, there's a country-specific checklist. You live in Kenya, you live in Italy, you live in Spain, you live in the US, there are country-specific checklists. Those are the country-specific checklist. It's not for every country, but look through the website of which country you are applying. If there is a country specific checklist, you make sure you provide it. So do this analysis before jumping into resubmission. And always remember, the more you resubmit and refusal, your chances of future approvals are becoming thinner and thinner and thinner. But don't let this break you down. If it must be done, it has to be done very well the first time. Take a step back, look at it. Forget about people who are going to be making fun of you, but just never give up. If you don't give up, your success is always, rest assured. We've all been in that situation whereby we've been refused applications, and then we take it personal. We think, okay, this is it. I don't think I'm ever going to Canada. Make sure you do it right. So number one, do an analysis of the refusal notes that have been given to you. If you have the opportunity to request an ATIP notes, request an ATIP notes. If you're inside Canada, if you're outside Canada, get in touch with us. We'll be able to request that ATIP notes for you. We would be able to help you analyze what is in there, looked at your previous applications, and then let you know how we can put things together, correct those mistakes that the visa officer has stated in his notes, and then resubmit an application. And always make sure you look at your applications very well. Have you met every requirement? Have you done all that? If you think you've met every requirement and you are willing to go through the extra work and to pay money and to go for a judicial review, yes, that option is also available, whereby an application is taken to the federal court and for analysis. It takes time, it's expensive. We do not always advise that. But if that is also an option you would like to explore, yes, those options, you can do that as well through immigration lawyers or immigration firms. So stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, and check the comment section and see whatever notes we have left there. We are always happy to educate you. We want you here in Canada. We want you to do it right and do it correct the first time. Like us, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you for watching.